Hey everybody, today is August 19th, 2022. I'm Gene.
And I'm Zane.
And you're hanging with Uncle.
How's it going, man?
Oh man, what a week.
You know what? Thank God it's the end of Friday. Like the work day's over.
Yeah.
We get to do the show today. Like I've been getting murdered by the weather with my allergies, and then totally forgetting my soy allergy. I had some soy chicken yesterday too. So
it's weird in the summer getting rain in Phoenix. I don't know, but when it rains, it doesn't mess around.
It is weird, but that's honestly a solid segue into one of our topics. But we gotta start talking about what we got going on today.
We really do.
We have a really good strain.
Is a special one. It's called Modified Banana.
Yes.
And
I believe I've had it before, actually.
I know I've had Banana Kush. I don't think I've ever had the modified banana.
I do want to say, normally when it has banana in it, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's consistent that way. I haven't had a bad banana yet, so.
I mean, when I opened up the lid, man, the skunk started running all over the room.
It smells delicious. Yeah, this is good. Hopefully you guys are having a good Friday. Hopefully you're having a good time chilling. Get whatever you have. Get your Muse, because we're using our.
Wow, that tastes really good.
Does it?
Yeah. Did you wanted to give a shout out to one of your buddies too, man?
I do want to give a shout out to a friend of ours of the show, Jucifer. I want to say hello. Hopefully we're hoping he does well, and he is doing well. Yes. My goodness, I'm already high. I'm sorry, you already know what's going on. But hopefully you're doing well, man. We wanted to do a little special shout out because we haven't had a signature strain of yours on the show, and we just wanted to make sure that you're doing well, man. Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
Wanted to give you a quick shout out, but anyways, we got some big topics to talk about today.
I kind of want to do a little PSA, a public service announcement before we get started.
Let's go ahead.
I really believe that we are at the end of prohibition, except this time we're dealing with cannabis and not alcohol. Because for the first time in my life, there has been a cannabis legalization bill discussed on the floor of the Senate in Washington, D.C.
That's a big win right there.
That's never happened.
Massive W's.
Not to mention the past 4 years, the House and Nancy Pelosi have passed marijuana legalization every year. It's just died in the Senate.
So now what?
So now that the Senate has taken up a bill, there's going to be back and forth, and I believe that it's just a matter of time. So
I'm really hoping for it.
I'm just going to say, please, number one, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already.
Yeah, we forgot.
And hit the thumbs up, that like button if you're listening to us on YouTube.
Yes, absolutely. Hello, YouTube watchers, if you're there. We are live on YouTube if you didn't know. So when you hear us on our other platforms, come check us out live on the show.
So, and also go to our website at www.hangingwithuncle.com.
There we go.
And click on the link to your part in marijuana legalization, because that's how we're going to get it done. Over 90% of the people in this country want it legalized.
Literally 90.
And if we all start calling our senators every day, it's a 30-second phone call.
Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Gene. I live here. This is my zip code. And I'm calling because I'd like to see this bill passed.
Right.
Please tell, Senator so-and-so to support this bill.
Support legalization.
And
absolutely.
That's it. And
corporations are already moving into it. And places aren't even drug testing anymore.
And the people there in the Senate office that receive the calls,
not drug testing in general.
They're not your enemy. They are strictly there to hear your voice, say what you would like, either pro or con. And log it, because every one of those calls is recorded and registered. So, and you can get that information as part of the Freedom of Information Act or an FOI. Just say, Senator so-and-so, I'd like to see how many calls you've received in support of legislation XYZ or whatever. And
that's just taking a step and going and finding your information.
It makes a difference. It really does make a difference. And there are people that do that.
Absolutely, yeah. Seeking information to find knowledge for yourself. You're able to go and do that. Honestly, like third-party stuff like that, go to the source. I've talked about that all the time. Go to the source. Like,
absolutely.
Now,
so that's my PSA. I just wanted to get that out there.
Absolutely. Now, another source we need to talk about, which is a good segue. I like that one. Our source of water is actually depleting. The Colorado River is actually dry. It's literally dry.
Global warming is real, people.
Absolutely. Arizona is going to be losing about 21% of its water. Mexico, 8%. Nevada, I believe, 7%, it said. There's a few other key points in other places that had ranges from 13% to about 20% of percentage of water that they are losing. So
California,
we're looking into
Lake Mead and Lake Powell.
Lake Mead, there we go. Yes, Lake Mead and Lake Powell were one of them on the list. We're at 23% from what I remember. But yeah, the loss of water is huge. Not huge in a good way, but it's a bad way. Like, we need to focus and pay attention to this. Like, we need to. We need to conserve. Obviously, it's a drought, sure, but like, I don't want to lose, pleasures that we have that need sources of water already. Like, Las Vegas already has a no lawn ban. New homeowners can't have a lawn because of water shortage.
I think they're doing the same thing in Southern California.
Yeah, and so we're looking at a real Lorax situation to where we're going to be replacing our actual green with plastic because we can't afford the water usage. Like, this is kind of a crazy deal that we're talking about here. So, again, conserve your water. Try, do the best that you can to conserve. Honestly, that's basically all I can say, really.
And we're having less rain. The wildfires are raging more and more intently.
Exactly, which also requires water to put out.
Right. So
it's there's an importance in water, obviously. Stay hydrated, yes, but conserve.
Wake up. Cut the need for fossil fuel.
Mm-hmm.
We have transportation. The technology is out there for electric vehicle transportation. There's solar-powered vehicle transportation. I haven't seen it marketed yet, but the technology is out there and it exists.
Absolutely, it does. It's shocking to know that a whole river is dried up now because we are not paying attention to our planet in general.
Because of greed.
Yeah.
Because, there's some people that think, oh, I'm rich, I can afford to pay the extra water.
Exactly.
No, you dumbass. It's a finite source.
Money doesn't buy everything.
Right.
Especially, it doesn't bring an infinite amount of water to our world.
No, it doesn't. What will help is cutting down on fossil fuel and limiting the amount of carbon emissions that we're putting into the atmosphere.
Right, there's plenty of things we'll lose if we lose more and more water. Golf courses, for example. I love playing golf. You love playing golf, and those the huge water source. They require a lot of water. But
as much as I love playing golf, I would sacrifice not playing to save the water.
Exactly, because that's important for us to survive. I can survive without a few rounds of golf. I've played for my whole life. It's not like I need to go and do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like there's other sources too, but
there's Top Golf if I really want to go hit
exactly, and that's no water usage there. But like I'm saying, just as an example, I'm not saying that's an idea of what they have going on, but like there are plenty of places and things that can use a lot of water that we could conserve on. And I mean, man, knowing a whole river again, dried up. I'm repeating myself, but
think if we did this, okay? It's either Delaware or Rhode Island. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But they have windmills off the coast, like oil derricks, but they're windmills, wind turbines.
Okay.
That generate power for the cities and the islands 100%.
Gotcha.
They're fossil fuel free. There's nothing out in the wind. The wind never stops blowing out on the ocean, so you're always generating power.
Always, yeah.
And if we did that up and down the coast, a few miles apart, and generated power that way instead of using power from fossil fuel, how much would that go in reducing the amount of carbon and maybe helping to restore putting some water back in the air and improving our rain content and fighting this climate change.
Right. It's kind of crazy, talking about water. We have had some rain here in Arizona, thank goodness, but other places are actually hotter than us right now. Like places that shouldn't be.
Right.
Like that's also a major conversation about that. Like how is Washington hotter than us? Like
Great Britain.
Exactly. Like British Columbia and Canada is hotter than us. Like it's not even just here in our states. Like it's a big wake up call. Like,
so but even keeping it in perspective, we still are going to be a record for the number of days consistently over 100.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane. Places are hotter than us, and we're still.
Remember, we started breaking 100 degrees like in May, like around Memorial Day.
Dang. That's insane. That's true. Yeah, it was pretty hot in those few days. But like now, it's just like knowing that other places are cooking. Other people are. We talked about the EU crisis out there with people getting too hot, like throughout the day.
Even in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean. We gotta pay attention to our planet and start doing better things, man. And knowing that rivers are drying up and places that are hotter than that shouldn't be, we gotta make a change somewhere. But we got time for our next segment here, right?
Yeah, definitely. And let us know what your thoughts are on global warming,
exactly.
Or if you have any other ideas. Yes. Because, I mean, like here in Phoenix, Arizona, the sun capital of the world, we have over 300 days of sunlight. Why is there not solar on every roof in the valley?
Right. And we've always talked about having, Arizona being the solar panel of our country, like always, like it really could be that simple. It really could be. But why are we not making that advancement? Because there are those who don't want that.
Because there are still people making money off fossil fuel.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Yeah. Now, we also have an interesting topic here that we want to talk about, our system. Now, we've actually had a prior discussion about it, and I think we should continue talking about it, because it's a big deal here.
I do. Let me catch you guys up to what we were talking about. Yeah, basically, it's the two-party system, right? Democrat, Republican. That's it. We need another system.
Mm-hmm. Now, wait a minute. Why do we need another system? Aren't there already other systems?
In every ballot in every state, you not only have Democrat and Republican, but you also have Libertarian and Green and Peace.
Okay, so wait, time out.
In some states, you even have Independent.
Why is it called a two-party system then, when it's really not?
In my opinion, I blame the media. Because there are candidates, like I said, that run for office, but they never get any time unless you go back to Gary Johnson, and he kind of made a fool of himself. I think he was high.
I mean, there's a possibility, but I mean, I was wondering that. It was like we talked about it before, like we said, and why is it that we only see these two parties all the time? Why is it always the two teams? We never see the others. Why is my vote less of a vote when I vote for these guys who aren't on these two other parties?
Because if you look at the Secretary of State's office for the state of Arizona and look at the number of registered voters, there are more voters that are registered independent or no party like me than there are Green Party or Libertarian.
Right.
So if the party is divided like in thirds pretty equally, like maybe you might have 1 or 2% of that pie of that sliver Libertarian, and 1 or 2% of that pie might be Green and Peace.
Well, I need I need a party that doesn't make its decisions based off of greed. That's what I need.
So honestly, if you look at the Green and Peace Party, their platform is really on point with what we were just talking about with climate change. I think they get a little offbeat when it comes to the economy, but as far as the social issues and protecting our personal freedoms, the Green and Peace Party has a lot going for it.
Right. Yeah, because like me talking about a party that makes a decision based on greed, it's like, who do you think runs those ad campaigns? Like, who do you think is able to afford those things on TV that you see? Like, it's just like they drown you into knowing that there's only just a two-party system, but there's really other people out there who are also running and doing the same
That's why
thing.
greed is one of the 7 deadly sins.
Exactly.
Let's just say, for example, throw it out there hypothetically. Say the Libertarian Party started gaining traction, and oh my God, they're registering voters hand over fist, and now they have more registered voters than anybody.
Okay.
There's going to be somebody at the head of that party that's going to be fundraising, and greed just changes hands. It's like Don King. It just steps from to whoever the champion is.
That's insane to think. I never thought of it that way.
That's
deep. That's very deep. So, I mean, like, I don't know. I just feel like we need a party that represents us as a people, one. Like, yes, there are decisions being made for us, like the new recent act that just went through. But, like, I don't know, man. There's too much money in the game to make me believe that most of these decisions are being made for us. Like, if that were the decision, we wouldn't, again, I've said it multiple times, we wouldn't have rights of ours taken away.
You know, something really important that I think to look on is, and I talked about this, Wednesday. Why would anyone vote Republican when, oh my God, them, they're touting we did some bipartisan gun legislation and Biden signed it into office, right? But they didn't ban the assault weapons. So it really didn't do shit except stick your foot in the door. So now it's not closed all the way. Some air's getting through.
Well, aren't they funded by the NRA? Like, so I mean,
I think they are, and I think the NRA is in a maelstrom. Yeah, I really do.
Well, I mean, it's again, like I said, a money scheme. Like, it just needs to be more focused towards what we, the people, want. Like, we need to start focusing on the future. Like,
well, yeah,
we need to start, like you said, we talked about clean energy earlier. We got to start focusing on just at least like advancing ourselves. We're falling behind or we're falling backwards because we're focusing on these repetitive things that we should be over and done with by now.
Exactly. I totally agree with you, man. I think the best thing I ever did was registering no party preference.
Yeah, and then that's what I wanted to hop into. Is like, we need to start honestly focusing on like taking away that team aspect, like I said, and just voting for people who want to move America forward and get us out of this hole of, I don't even know what the heck to call it. Like, it's just, I feel like we're in a hole. Like,
I wish people running for office would say what they feel instead of saying what they think you want to hear.
Well, not necessarily that. Saying what they think you to hear too. Get a backbone. Like, start speaking for yourself. Like, represent yourself for us. Like, we voted you into this position for a reason. You are our voice, and yet we're unheard. It's kind of interesting. Like, and then again, it's just tough, man. I don't know. It's tough to believe that. It really is. But if we were to reconstruct our system to have an unbiased voting system in some way, shape, or form, and somehow have it a little bit more like up to date instead of just going to the polls all the time. Yes, I know people say internet is insecure, but like we gotta advance that somehow. Like, we gotta somehow get people interested in voting again, interested into understanding what's going on in their life, but like not make it so like you have to absorb your life into it. You know what I mean? Like, easy to absorb.
So the point I want to talk about, and we talked about earlier, you and I are government. Our government is we the people. Right. It's us.
Yeah.
That's why it behooves us to pay attention, because we have the opportunity every 2 years. There's an election every 2 years.
Right.
You can always get rid of your congressman, your state legislature, and Senate people. Every 2 years, you can make a change. We the people can do something about this if we the people really step up. Unfortunately, it does take money.
Unfortunately, it does. But we need somebody are people in there that, again, can just represent us of who we are. Because, like I said, women are getting their rights taken away. Our planet's dying. We literally lost a river. Like, we got to start focusing on actual priorities here. We're stuck in D.C. talking about, the big orange monster. Like,
that's why I like Mark Kelly.
Yeah.
Really? So, he takes no PAC money. His salary is what he gets off of, books he's written, and his retired naval salary, and his salary as a sitting senator.
That's honest. Right
and there. And not only that, it's enough.
Right. That's literally what it should be. It shouldn't be filtered through corporations and all that nonsense to do our bidding. Make sure this is successful. Make sure this is going on. That is actual grassroots. Like, I like that. We need more representation like that.
Yeah.
Like, we really do. And that tells me that man knows how to succeed in America, and also with his own money is able to produce and do something.
Well, and see, the thing is, honestly, I understand as many campaigns as I've worked on, it takes money to run a campaign. It takes a lot of money. So, for example,
not dark money.
But not dark money.
Yeah.
So, say for example, all right, this was my idea, and this is, call it crazy, radical, whatever you want, right? If I'm going to run for Congress here in my local district, let's see, what do I need? Probably about $20,000 a month, right?
Okay.
So, if there were enough grassroots people that were interested in, yes, finally, here's one person to go. Now it's up to the other 434 congressional districts to send someone just like this guy, and we can make the changes we want.
Right.
So if enough people said, I will give $1 to that guy every month, that would fund the campaign.
Yeah.
For Congress. If I was running for Senate, that's a statewide race, especially depending upon the state you're in. Here in Arizona, I would say I would probably need to raise about $5 million minimum.
I don't see any issue with raising money through donation, because that shows support. But not donation, like I said, through corporation. When they include corporations as people, it throws an imbalance in what we, actual people, the people, want to represent. You know what I mean? That's kind of like...
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an imbalanced system. And like you said, donations, I think, is probably the biggest flex, honestly. If you make more money in donations, you're probably the popular vote. So,
okay, here we go. Mark Kelly, this is a swing state, right?
Right.
Very popular vote. Very, very important. We Democrats need to hold this seat. If 500,000 Democrats decided to send Mark Kelly $1 a month, that's $500,000 a month, which is more than enough to run a campaign for a statewide race.
Yeah.
Here in Arizona, anyway.
Absolutely true. Yeah, you're correct. So, it takes, I don't know. We just got to make sure we make our changes the way we need to. We got to vote. We got to get out there, yes. But, I don't want to say it just to cram it down your throat, but, it is what it is. We got to make our changes, and now's the time to do it.
Well, I blame the media.
Yep, there's a lot of media blame to it.
Because if you listen to Fox or Newsmax, all they ever spout is that right-wing nonsense bullshit.
Right.
If you listen to CNN or MSNBC, you'll hear more middle of the road, more sane conversation, I'll say. Because you will hear both sides of the discussion, but at least it will be a digestible conversation where it's not just one idiot versus another idiot.
Right.
And to me, that's the difference in the networks.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then that's why I try to get more raw information. You talk about C-SPAN. That's actual live stream. You're in there and you're watching it yourself kind of information. Yeah. I'm not saying stay wired in and stay in tuned all day, but if you want to go find a good source of information, go to the source and go to the raw source. Don't just go to the third man or the fourth the fourth guy that said this and that. That's playing telephone with your information. Don't do that. That shit, it changes up. So, go to the source, seek your information, and, educate yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty good. Let us know what you think about that. There's already more than a two-party system. Mm-hmm. Don't let the noise and the media tell you that's all there is, because you do have choices. Now it's just a matter of, are they going to say something you want to hear, or are they going to be insane?
I mean, shout out to John Fetterman for raising over $1 million. Awesome.
Yeah. So, dumbass of the week.
Let's get into it. You go first.
So, speaking of Fetterman, my dumbass of the week is Mehmet Oz.
There we go.
This dude is so out of touch.
Okay.
He had a bad week. He couldn't say how many houses he owned. Number one, he owns a mansion, and he owns 10 mansions.
Mm-hmm. Dang.
I don't think any of them really. 2 of them are in Turkey.
That's a lot.
Right?
Yeah.
He lives in New Jersey, but he's running for Senate in Pennsylvania. He's so out of touch with the people. Today at a town hall, a voter was walking behind him asking questions. Dr. Oz, what do you think about this? This is important to us. I'm a voter. Are you going to ignore me? And he just kept walking away. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the big dumbass thing that he pulled, going to the store and saying how expensive vegetables were, and it's Joe Biden's fault, and saying you couldn't even have a crudité, unless... Which is basically just a fancy way of saying vegetable tray.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, know the people you're talking to.
Absolutely.
If you're thinking you're going to reach rural, Pennsylvania, guy that gets up and works on his farm every day, he's going to know what a crudité is. You're a dumbass, Mehmet Oz. And that's all I have to say about that.
Man, I'm not a big fan of Dr. Oz. I never have been, but now there's a lot. That's a lot. Well, mine is, I had to educate myself on this one a little bit. This guy named Andrew Tate. And I kind of want to, throw him in as my dumbass, because it's kind of like a PSA, a dumbassery alert. This man had 4+ million followers in his ideals. So he promotes misogyny and basically targets women in most of his things. He even said that women who are assaulted need to own up to it and all that bullshit. But he's a tool. I also want to tie another dumbass to it though, in a segue to this. He was recently banned on Facebook and Instagram because of his, at how he acts towards women and all the nonsense, whichever. They all banned him. Took a platform away from him because it was a misuse of their conduct, right? But I'm gonna throw Facebook on the dumbass label as well, because recently, again, we have talked about it. They released information for abortions about women on media, so they're spreading information about that on there, and they're releasing that information and getting those women arrested. But you're trying to show support towards women as well as by trying to ban Andrew Tate from his platform. Stop looking like a dumbass dumbass
it's all
Facebook.
About money.
Meta is so dumb. So I just wanted, I had to tie it that way, but yeah, Meta, Andrew Tate, and Facebook, they're all dumbasses. Plain and simple. That's 3 of them today. Special day, but yeah, and again, women honestly should not be using Facebook because they do not support you. Still, they're giving away your information to get you arrested. Yeah. So.
I have no platform on Facebook.
I try to stay away from it. Family's there, but I'm not normally on it. But yeah, Facebook, Meta, and Andrew Tate, you're my dumbasses of the week. There we go. Yeah. Well, looks like that's all the time we have today.
It is, I think. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments there down below, and.
Yeah, give us a shout out if you haven't already, and also if you're listening to us on another platform, come say hello to us on YouTube. On YouTube, oh my gosh, I'm not speaking well today. Come say hi to us on YouTube. We go live. We have a live chat, so you can come and discuss with us, and we can try to get maybe a chat discussion in our show. That'd be really cool.
It would. All right. So anyway, I'm Gene.
I'm Zane,
and thank you for hanging with Uncle.
And we'll see you next time.